This is Alexandra Villarroel Abrego and welcome to another episode of AlexandraTV. This week's episode is about the missing piece to the law of attraction. The law of attraction nowadays is a very popular concept. You know, everyone's talking about it, everyone knows what it is, and everyone wants to use it in order to attract the things that they want in their lives. But not too long ago, only a few years ago, the law of attraction wasn't such a familiar concept. It's only in 2006 when the book The Secret was released that's when it created, if I could say like that, a boom of New Age philosophy and the law of attraction, and everyone started to talk about it. 19 million copies were sold worldwide. So people around the world started to realize that we had this infinite power inside of us to create the life that we wanted, and it was extraordinary. I remember for me, it was only in 2009 that I read the book The Secret, and it blew my mind. The concept of being able to attract whatever you wanted in your life was mind-blowing to me. It was amazing because I remember when I was a little girl watching the movie Aladdin, I was absolutely fascinated by that. I wanted to meet my genie. I was like, where is my genie? I want to be able to have 3 wishes that can become true. And all of a sudden, by reading The Secret, I realized that the universe was our genie. And the great news about that was that we had more than 3 wishes. We could have everything that we wanted. Obviously, like a lot of people who read the book The Secret at the beginning, I was still skeptic. You know, I didn't know if that was going to work. But as I started to try, I realized that it was true, that we could really create and attract the things that we wanted in our lives, and even at times the things that we didn't want, by the way that we were thinking and the energy field that we were in. However, what I realized over the years is that a lot of people miss some pieces to the law of attraction, and then they read the book and they say the book The Secret, of course they try it and they say, oh, this doesn't work, this is absolutely not true, it's never going to happen, only because they don't know that there's certain specific steps that they have to take in order to activate the law of attraction. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you what are those steps, and most importantly, at the end, the 5th step is the missing piece to the law of attraction that people don't realize that they have to use. So make sure you watch this video until the end. The first step to activating the law of attraction, and this one, of course, is an obvious one. It's in the book The Secret. It's simply to create the idea, the goal, the dream, the vision in your mind, in your spirit. You really imagine it. You have to visualize it. Imagine that dream of yours created inside of you. The second thing that kind of comes with the first one is you have to start becoming, if I can say like that, obsessed with that vision, with that goal, with that dream. It has to become something that wakes you up in the morning and makes you want to take action. It has to become something that you think about all the time. Now, here I'm talking about the big goals and dreams in life. I'm not talking about you wanting to buy a bicycle, right? You don't need to be obsessed when it comes to that, unless it's your big dream in life. You know, who knows? Maybe that's the case. But if it's not your big dream in life, now I'm talking really about your big goals and dreams and aspirations and your vision for your future. That has to become something that fires you up, something that really awakens you, and something that you become obsessed with, and you have to visualize it. The third step, and this is a very difficult one. I think that this is when and where a lot of people fail when it comes to activating the law of attraction. It's living in the space of what you want as your life. You have to live a life and in an energy of that field. So if, let's say, your goal is to become a millionaire, you have to right now in the present live as if you're being a millionaire. And this is where it gets hard, right? Because a lot of people say, well, I'm not a millionaire, you know, I'm broke, how can I live as if I'm a millionaire? Well, you're gonna have to find ways, even if it's by pretending. I remember I always share this story 5 years ago when I first started all of what I'm doing. I remember when I read the book The Secret, I started to realize that I needed to change some things. And I had this friend of mine, Andrea, she's still my friend. And every single week, even today, we get together and we go to eat. And 6 years ago, we used to go every Thursday morning to have breakfast. And it was a $10 breakfast, but every single morning we would get to the breakfast restaurant, we would sit down, and we were like, do you think you're going to have enough money? I don't know if my card is going to go through. And every single time when the time to pay came, we were always worried that our card was going to be refused, insufficient funds, and it was going to be so embarrassing and humiliating. But every single Thursday morning, we would always go there because we wanted to get together. We wanted to talk about our goals, our dreams. Even though we were broke at the time, we still wanted to do that, right? It was our little time for the two of us. And then one morning, I came to our breakfast and I said, Andrea, we need to do something. I read this book, The Secret, and we need to stop talking about how broke we are. If we continue talking about how broke we always are, we're just going to keep on being broke. So we need to stop doing that, okay? So now we're going to have to pretend that we have a lot of money. So we both knew that we didn't, but we came every morning after that morning to that breakfast and we were talking about, yeah, so I'm investing in this and that. And it wasn't, we both knew, we were like, we thought it was kind of funny to be pretending to do that, but we had to do it because we understood that it was important. I remember after that also we would go shopping. We wouldn't buy the clothes, but we would go to very expensive stores just to look at the clothes and pretend like we were able to purchase it. And you know, that was 6 years ago. I usually don't like to talk about material things, but my friend 2 weeks ago, she bought her Range Rover. And again, this is material. This is not, you know, what's important in life, but it just proves a point that if 5, 6 years ago, we wouldn't have taken that decision to stop talking about how broke we were, we would probably still be broke today. But it's something that I understood. I said, you know what, we have to change that. So for you in your life, if you want to activate the law of attraction, you're gonna have to do the same. Stop talking about how broke you are. Stop talking about how single you are. Stop talking about how unhappy you are. Stop talking about how you don't know what you want to do in life and you're confused and you're lost. No, you need to use your words in a positive way. Words hold a lot of power. The fourth step, and this is again a very important one, but a lot of people forget it, it's to take action. As simple as that. You know, you can sit around for months and years visualizing, being obsessed by an idea and pretending that you're living in that energy and field. But if all you do is watch TV and sleep, you know, it's not going to happen, okay? It's just not going to happen. So make sure that you're always taking actions every day, every single day. Make sure you're doing something that will move you forward. And finally, the fifth step, and this is the missing piece to the law of attraction, it's simply to surrender. What does that mean? You see, a lot of people, when they start to use the law of attraction, they're going to follow these steps. They're going to create the idea, the vision. They're going to become obsessed with it and visualize themselves having it. They're going to live in that space and energy field. And every single day, they're going to be taking action steps towards making that dream a reality. But then they become impatient. And then they start to become bitter and resentful to the universe. And why hasn't it happened? It's been 2 years that I'm working on this every single day. And it was supposed to happen last year. I was supposed to be a millionaire by 30 and I'm 31. Why isn't it happening? And then when you're doing that, you're blocking. You're creating this fence between you and the universe. The universe cannot send your way something that you are saying, why hasn't it happened yet, right? If you're saying this hasn't happened yet, the universe is going to say, your wish is my command. It hasn't happened yet. It's not happening. Okay. So all you have to do is you have to surrender. If you're following all the first 4 steps, just know that it's going to happen. It might not happen on your timeline, but guess what? The universe knows better than you, okay? It knows when things are supposed to happen and when the best time for something to happen in your life is. So just trust, surrender, and trust. So I hope you liked this week's episode. If you did, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know. What are your dreams, your goals, your aspirations? What step do you need to work on? Maybe you aren't that good at visualizing and being obsessed with something or taking action steps. What are the things that you really have to work on? And I will see you next time. Did you like this video? If so, here's 3 very simple things that I want you to do. First of all, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel because you get free videos every single week. So of course you don't want to miss that. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to go on my website, AlexandraVillarroel.com, and subscribe also to my email list, because every week I send you content by email that you don't see here on Alexandra TV, but it's free content with coaching techniques, strategies, so you don't want to miss that either. And the third thing that I want you to do is I want you to share this video. Share it on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, email it to a friend, or even call a friend and say you need to go watch this. As Maya Angelou once said, when you learn, teach. So everything that you learned today, make sure you share it and you teach it to someone. I look forward to seeing you next week for another episode of Alexandra TV. And until then, don't forget to love life, others, and yourself.